dedicate this video to the memory of Gregg Allman, who just passed away. So this episode is called Eat a Peach. We are going to do some iced peach tea, fried peach pies, and a beautiful pecan peach cobbler. Right now, we're going to do the fried pies. So, we need 2 cans of grand biscuits, a pound of frozen peaches. Normally, I like to do fresh, but our peaches are not in season yet. We've still got to wait to the end of the summer. So, go ahead and get frozen. Half of a cup of brown sugar, 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a ½ teaspoon of nutmeg, a pinch of salt, and a tablespoon of cornstarch. We're going to put all this stuff together and get it cooking on the stove so that we can get it ready for our pies. Okay, everybody, we're back. Here's our brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, make sure you use real vanilla. It makes all the difference in the world. 1½ for that. And I'm going to wait until I get this heated before I add my cornstarch. You want to get it, everything to a pretty good boiling consistency before you add your cornstarch, and it'll thicken everything up and it'll make it just perfect for pie so it doesn't ooze out. Let's get our pinch of salt in there. It's just going to wake everything up a little better. Alright, let's get to the stove. Hello, we're back. We've got it up to a boil right now. Add our cornstarch. That's a tablespoon. We'll get all of it. Now, stir that all in. It's going to thicken it up. Make it has to be a lot thicker than that for it to go in some fried pies. And we might have to add a little more. Sometimes a tablespoon is great, sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes you have to add just a little more. But that does look like it's getting pretty thick there. Get it up to a roaring boil, and then I'll shut it off, and I will stir it until it starts really starting to cool down and really getting thick, like like pie filling. Alright, well, let's get started on our biscuits. Alright, we've got the pie filling cooling off, getting thicker as it cools, and my husband is helping me out today. He's rolling the grand biscuits out, making them, thinner and larger so that we can put the pie filling in them, and then crimp them, fold them over, crimp them, and fry them. And he's going to show you right here how it's done. Make sure you got plenty of flour, otherwise they will stick. Alright, now we got to get the table cleaned up and we're ready to stuff some pies. Okay, well, we got our biscuits ready, got our pie filling cooled. He's fixing to stuff some, fold it over, crimp the edges, and we've got enough for 16 pies. Then we'll let that get room temperature, then we'll come back and make a glaze to go on top of them, and they'll be ready to serve. These are the extremely delicious pies, and they go well, you know, with basically after any meal, or, you know, just for, you know, quick snack or something. But they fry really quickly. We were going to do it in an iron skillet because I have a huge iron skillet, and then my husband was like, you know, let's just use the electric skillet because it heats really quickly. And we don't have all the time in the world, so that's what we're doing. We're using an electric skillet tonight. Scott is an expert at doing the dough because he used to make pizzas for a living. Me, not so much. I can put a meal together, but dough and stuff like that, it usually, you know, kind of threatens me a little. I'm not as good at it as he is. There's your spatula, hon. He's going to fry a couple of these up, but we'll show you, you know, when we get a couple, about 4 ready, we'll go ahead and fry some up and let you see, you know, what the process is. Let's get some more of these filled, and we'll see you back in a minute. Alright, baby, we're back. I'm fixing to fry us some peach pies. There we go. It just literally takes just a few seconds on each side. When they turn golden brown, they're ready. My husband can take these to work, share them with his friends, snack on these throughout the week. But I do recommend that after they're cooked, you do put them like in a Tupperware and put them in the refrigerator. They can always be moved if you like them, you know, warm, but since they do have, you know, fresh fruit and stuff in them, I do recommend putting them in the refrigerator so they don't get tainted. There you go. See how pretty? And then after these are done, like I said, the last step is just making a powdered glaze and drizzling it all over them. And they are absolutely delicious. Okay, we're back. Ready for our glaze. Look at these beautiful pies. Can't wait to try one. So we've got our powdered sugar, and I'm going to set this over to the side right here. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Delicious vanilla. And then let's try 1 tablespoon first of some good tap water. Uh-oh. Oh well. There's our 2nd tablespoon. You have to be able to drizzle it. So, like that. consistency. Look how pretty. And there is our Southern fried peach pies. Hey everybody, we're back, and next we're going to make some peach iced tea. Peaches aren't in season right now, like I said in the last segment. So we just got a pound of frozen peaches, a quarter cup of fresh local honey, a quarter cup of sugar, a sprig of mint, a family-sized tea bag. I use the Louisiana decaffeinated, but you can use whatever kind you like. And we just got our water up to boil. So the water has come to the temperature that we want. We're going to take the lid off, and we are going to start adding our ingredients. Throw that tea bag in halfway in there, so it can be getting the flavors out. Oops, there went a piece of peach. Now what's going to happen is after I get all this stuff in here, there's our sugar. We're going to let this steep for about 2 to 3 hours. Everything gets incorporated. And talk about refreshing. This is the best stuff on a hot summer day in the South. And believe me, Southerners love their tea. Now this honey, I use it because it really just adds to that peach flavor. And it helps sweeten it. There we go. Okay. And then our sprig of mint. There we go. Now, we'll put the lid back on, let it set for a couple of hours, and then I'll show you what the outcome is. It is absolutely phenomenal. Alright, our tea's been steeping for about 2 hours. Starting to cool off. Still a little warm, but starting to cool off. But cool enough that we can go ahead and strain it and put it in the refrigerator and let it sit in there until it gets nice and cold. And then, of course, you serve it over ice. So, here we go. You want to hold that for me, honey? My husband's hand. Woo. Ooh, that smells so good. What a pretty color. And we've got plenty for another pitcher. So it'll make about 2 pitchers this size. There, I made a mess, but you get the idea. There is our tea, and I hope you enjoy it. Next, we're going to do our pecan peach cobbler. Hey everybody, we're back. Now we're fixing to put together a peach and pecan cobbler. It is so simple, takes absolutely nothing to put it together, and it's done in about 45 minutes in a 350-degree oven. So let's get started. I'm using canned peaches, and I have cut my peaches into little bite-sized pieces. Still have a few in there that I hadn't got to, but okay, that's one. Let me see what size I used. Be 1 pound of peaches. And to that, I will go ahead and add a half of a cup of brown sugar. Get that all mixed in together. Half of a cup of pecans. A teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. A teaspoon of good vanilla extract. And a teaspoon of almond extract. There we go. I'm going to get this all mixed up, and then we're going to transfer it into our disposable pan here. I'm using this because I have a friend that just had her mother pass away, and I'm going to take this and drop it off with her and her husband, so I'll have something, you know, comfort food at the house. Alright, let's go ahead and pour this in here. Oh, that smells so good. Now, I toasted my pecans. You don't have to, but I like to toast them. I think it brings out the flavor better. Half a cup of pecans is all it was. And then I'll put them in the food processor for, like, you know, a couple of seconds, just to chop them up a little bit. Got some of my little peaches there. Okay, in the same bowl, because it's all getting mixed together, I've got a cup of self-rising flour, a cup of sugar, a cup of milk, stir this all together. Now I've got my oven preheating at 350. This is the simplest and best, and it goes excellent with vanilla ice cream. You don't have to get all the lumps out. And what you do is you'll pour this over your pecan mixture and peaches. And it's going to look like it's going straight to the bottom, but you know, it will rise. Makes the best dumplings. Okay, got that done. Now to finish it off, 1 stick of good butter. Take it, put little pats all over the top. one right here. It's ready to go in the oven, and we're going to cook it for 45 minutes or until golden brown and bubbling. See you in a minute. Alright, she's out of the oven. I left her in there. It was between 45 minutes and an hour. Nice golden brown, bubbling. She's done.